What makes you want to do this?
Wait.
Y'all got your drinks?
I got my tea.
Oh.
Well, it's 2022. It's the new year.
It is.
Yes.
Health,
Yes. Hey.
training.
I haven't heard this song in a minute. Oh. All right, we're getting ready to start. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Always On with Tonya J, featuring DJJU Ice. Happy New Year.
You Ice.
Happy New Year, motherfuckers.
What's up? See everybody's ready.
Yes.
What's up, young lady? The guest.
Hey.
I don't even know the guest.
Okay, hold on one second. Somebody else is coming in. One second. But in the meantime, we can still talk. We could do a little chat before we introduce our guests and everything. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So, Vincent Hill, your boy's in.
What's up, V? V Money?
V Money's coming in.
Okay.
All right. So listen, welcome back. We've been a while. It's been a while, but we're back as always. Happy motherfucking New Year.
Happy 2020.
What's up, Vincent?
Yes, happy 2022.
Yes, 2022, y'all.
2020.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you all for being on the show, the podcast, and everything. Vincent, what's up? How you doing?
Living the dream, down here.
Oh my God.
So I was supposed to be on a cruise today for my birthday weekend, and I canceled because of I'll call him Omicron, but we've been calling him Omarion. So,
well, happy birthday! So
yes,
happy birthday.
It's Monday, but thank you.
Yeah, for you. Today is Friday for me. Happy Friday, everybody.
No, my birthday is Monday, but yeah, it's Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Right.
We get it.
Yes.
What's up,
All right.
So how is everybody?
Yeah. So let's start off first of all. Let's just give our condolences to Sidney, the actor, Sidney Poitier. Did I say his name right? Please.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great icon, lost, gone. I mean, a lot of people are leaving this world these days, but condolences to the family. What's been going on since your New Year started? Anything, Jay? Anything?
Yeah, well, what's going on since my New Year started? Well, I did that play at the end of the year, which was pretty groundbreaking for me, having done that. I've been reading the Will Smith book, which is fantastic. It talks about, you see Will as this larger-than-life character, but he really isn't, at least in the first few chapters of the book. He's just kind of a guy who's just trying to find his way. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then, like many of us, we getting back into the swing of training, or we thought we were going to go back to the health club. So today, I was reading something on YouTube that said, just take pictures of yourself, like regular pictures, and see what your progress is. So the latest thing I did was just take regular photos, and in 30 days, I'll see what my progress is. So I think, like the young lady was saying earlier with her tea, and I know Yuri and her kind of health nut or health philosophy, and I know Vince and you and everybody, Ice, we try to take care of ourselves in the best way we can, especially if we're in front of the cam or behind the cam or whatever your business is. Be strong for us. So that's what I've been doing.
All right, Jay, Ice, you been good?
I've been good. Had a couple of battles here and there and stuff, but I'm good.
Always battling.
Who you battling with? You battling with the new mayor of New York? Who you battling with?
Yeah. I battled a guy. Last night I battled a guy from Florida. We playing breakbeats, and breakbeats is like hip hop breakbeats. What we used to play in the parks, like in the mid '80s and the '90s, and he came with his selection, but he had an educational style. So I'm gonna see if I can try to bring him on the show, because these are like a hip hop connoisseurs and stuff. He knows the big beats that like 700 or 800 artists use and stuff. And I told him I think he needed to work for the copyright, you know what I'm saying, ASCAP or BMI, because he'll help a lot of artists out and stuff. But other than that, we had a good time last night. There's no hard. I mean, I became victorious and stuff because when you want to bring big beats, I had to go dig in the crates and stuff. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm still here. You know what I'm saying?
We're all still here.
Yeah,
All still here, and that's a good thing. Let's introduce our guests. We have Unveiled Natural with Tony Green. Say hello.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
She has a wellness center here in New Jersey, right? And then we have Yuri Lee, Miss Health Nut.
Hi.
Another wellness young lady.
Yes.
And then we have Vincent Hill. We have Vincent Hill, the anchor. Now he's a new anchor. Where are you at now, Vincent?
Augusta, Georgia.
Okay, and what station you at?
Station.
WFXG, Fox 54.
Oh, wow. Well, congrats on the new job and coming back to the South.
Yeah, back to the South instead of being out in Tulsa. It's great. My parents love it. I live about 45 minutes from them, so it's good.
Okay.
Wow, that's super close.
That is.
And Augusta's gorgeous, right? Everybody likes Augusta.
And you know we're already planning for the Masters, so I didn't realize the work that goes into being a main morning anchor, but it's a lot. So it's a whole lot.
What time you got to get up in the morning? 5, 3, 2?
I get up at 1:30. I'm at the station by 3. And the show's out from 5 to 9. We got a 4-hour morning show, so from 5 to 9.
Oh my God! Wow. God bless you, baby. God bless you.
That's an overnight, as they say, huh?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Might as well say that. All right, well, let's get into it.
It's be bedtime in a few minutes, and then but I know it's Friday, so.
Oh, it's Friday. Yeah, I'm off on Saturdays and Sundays, and I took Thursday and Friday off to celebrate my birthday because I was supposed to be on a cruise. But yeah,
happy birthday!
Thank you.
Well,
yes,
that's the crazy thing. Everybody is. That's why we're going to talk about. We want to talk about the health part of the virus and so forth, and the intimacy and the romance. Some of the uplifting things. But as we go, everybody's been touched somehow by the virus. Whether you had it very light, very mild, as they say, or you've been really struck down in some type of heavy ways. Like I'm sure. It's scary, but it's not. I don't think anybody's going to.
I think it's really scary.
Hey, can I say something though?
Sure.
Let's give our prayers to DJ K Slay on Hot 97. He got caught up there with the virus and stuff. He's now on a respirator right now and stuff. But,
don't go to the hospital, they say. Don't go.
Don't go.
Yeah. So let's give our prayers
to
that brother and stuff. And the few people that passed away, Betty White.
Betty White. She could have made it. She almost made it, y'all. Almost made it.
She made it. They still gonna do the doc, but yeah, I know what you mean.
And it was sad to hear that. What's funny? I don't normally on talk, but
you talking a lot.
Yeah, respect to Sydney Poitier.
Yeah, you said that.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get it really fast. Did you go to the hip hop? There's a big hip hop museum in the Bronx. You said
I heard of it.
Yeah,
I went there.
Did you?
Heard of?
Yeah. My cousin had a party there because she's in the hip hop industry back in the day and everything. Nice. It's really nice.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into it. We're going to talk about some wellness, some spiritual things, cleanse our soul type thing, and sex, spirituality and sex. That's what everybody wants to talk about. I'm mad that we're not live on Facebook. God, but I'm going to put it up there and everything. So, Tony, tell us about your wellness center.
All right. Are you able to hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. So yes, my name is Antonia. I own Unveiled Natural Wellness and Apothecary in Belleville. This is my 3rd year in business, and it's actually a gift and a curse right now due to COVID. Definitely an influx in clientele, but definitely seeing a lot of sick people. My main goal here is to just educate people on the wellness of herbs and how to do healthy living. I also specialize in female fertility and just overall female health. As far as just getting the reproductive system correct, getting your immune system correct, just all the things. So right now, I'm closely working with doulas. So we deal in birth work, which is really good. I have gotten 3 successful pregnancies, all during COVID. So that is a big accomplishment at this point in time.
Yes, congrats.
Yes, I'm very excited. Very excited.
Baby's coming in.
Yes, definitely the baby's coming in. And throughout it all. So throughout the death, there's definitely life being brought upon us. So, you know, just what we do here is we do a multitude of things. We do healing through music. We do healing through herbs. We do women's circles. We do tantric. So tantric massage. We do Reiki. A number of different wellness things.
What is it? The tancred and Reiki? What is that?
So I think Yuri might be able, you know what I'm talking about.
Jump in and make this better.
Yes.
Well, it's called Tantra.
Yes, Tantra. Yes. Definitely have a cancer specialist.
I'm not a Tantra specialist. I am more of a spiritual, emotional therapist. So I work with people who is struggling with a relationship, and with the relationship, there's always sex is the biggest thing that they struggle with. To be honest, the sex, finance, emotion, those are the 3 connectiveness in the relationships. Then
wait a minute, say that again. Sex, what?
Sex, finance, emotions.
So if you don't have no money, you don't get no sex. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the thing is, to be honest, many times, yes.
What?
Unfortunately, many times. Many times we have this culture where women show up in certain ways. You don't have to be a prostitute, but women are gonna go after in this society with men with money.
Agreed. No finance, no romance. No finance, no romance.
And of course, it goes both ways, right, Yuri? We don't want
it does go both ways, but it has been a pattern of our dynamics of a husband and wife. You know, usually the husband will either from a long time ago will buy the wife with the money or offering to the family, and or if they don't get the wife with whatever he can offer, then they will buy women with money for prostitution. This, you know, we don't want to ignore it, but we have to actually really face this fact.
Well, we make it rain, right? Everybody knows that term, make it rain. But I think this thing is, once you establish the money, the relationship, I think what a lot of like you and what's his name, sister, was saying. Tony. I think what you're also saying is at some point, even with the finances like Bezos, he still got a divorce. So there's a part of life that I think what you offer is something that helps give intimacy some extra. I mean, because even the rich get divorced. And his wife, when he got divorced, she ended up dating a school teacher. So she's a billionaire. The school teacher's scuffling up 45 grand a year, but she found something there.
Yeah, she found some good. That's what she found, Jay. Good.
So what we're understanding is that we actually, even though it seems like you can buy sex or love with money, we're also facing that we actually can't. You know, I engage with a lot of these through relationships that no matter how much money that she or he offers, that if there is no connections, It doesn't mean anything. Sex nor finances, it don't mean anything. So that's why more divorces are showing up. And people are drawn to, like, what does it mean for me? Like, why? I thought the finance will take care of my relationship. I thought that, stable family will take care of my relationship. And then I thought that providing sex will take care of my relationship. But why is it not? Why is the divorce rate going up and up? Including myself. Why, even though someone would give me $1 million, would refuse to be in that relationship?
Right? Tony, you answer that.
I was gonna say, I gotta agree with Yuri, because I have clients that come in that will spend money on all kinds of herbs to increase the pleasure of their partners. So
that's what's behind you, those herbs?
Yes, that's what's behind me.
I have to tell you, Tony, I love that. That's like one of my dreams to have that for myself.
Oh my God, I love it. And because there's so many herbs, I keep wanting to add more, but I have like an influx of herbs. I need to stop. But yes, in relationship wise, we have had like couples massage, things like that. People really strive to hold on to their relationships. But like Yuri said, when it comes to like finances, and it's just not doing it anymore. And I feel like people are looking for more of a spiritual connection or some type of pathway that they could find to seal it together, because right now this is not it.
Well, I'll say this, and this is a guy that's been married twice, but back in my day, and I can say that because I'll be 49 here in a couple of days. There wasn't this whole social media thing, and your status is based on how many likes you got on a picture. I think now people are to the point where they're not content with what they have at home, because they can look at their phone and, oh man, she looks hot, even though it's a filter, and then they can, as the kids say, slide into your DM, and then your concentration is over here where it should be at home. So I think society as a whole has gotten to the point where we're not content with what we have at home, because you could have the best spouse, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend at home, but you got all these outside forces. And I see it in my job. Like, I'll post a picture at the studio in a suit, and I'm like 99% of the time, you're not getting the guy on TV. You're getting this guy in his t-shirt and some jeans and some flip-flops. But people see what they want to see, and then that attracts them to go, oh, I need to go over here. I need to go over here and get that satisfaction. So I think there's a bigger picture, money, spirituality, all of that good stuff.
Well, before
by the things of the world.
Yeah, I'll say this. Temptation's been around forever. So you're just getting the temptation faster with social media. That's all that is. That's the best way to say it and everything. So yeah, temptation. Can you not take it, or I don't know.
We might all gonna bite the apple at some point.
Yes.
We're gonna all bite the apple. But it seems like the women's industry, when it comes to intimacy, straight like raw. You see it in the movies. Insecure does a big thing about which guy she wants, right? Goop, what's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow. I mean, she's got candles and sex toys. I mean, very open. It's on late night. It's on daytime television. Get a sex toy. Women take sex toys. You always think of a man being like the masturbator, but she's saying the women are. So there's something that maybe there might be a more openness to how women or people are, feeding their sexual appetite. So if Jay Jones can't satisfy you, then you know what? I'm over Jay, and I'm over trying to be with somebody like him or her, and I'll just do it myself. Therefore, like you said, you've brought babies in COVID. You've brought you've brought success in your business. It seems like that business aspect of women femininity is growing. Sex in the City, that's all they're talking about, the new one, or just like that. Because guys, we seem like we don't got it together. Sending dick pics, raping, just whatever, as you read in the media, and Vince, you probably see this too, the Me Too movement. So what has the Me Too movement and COVID helped in, like, can it help Vince, and DJ Ice understand what it is that women desire? Or do we know?
I was gonna say something.
Go ahead.
When I do,
this is always on.
When we do a big part of it, when we do these women's circles, a lot of women, I feel like, are recently doing the work. So
what's that mean?
So when I say doing the work, like they're tapping into like their femininity, basically like what you were saying, like they're just tapping into their femininity, how they feel emotion wise. They're just discovering more about themselves. Now, what I find in most of the circles is that women are definitely looking for relationships and they're looking for a partner. But like I said, more on a spiritual level and more of someone who can equally match them. It definitely is about finance, but I feel like more on a connective plane, that's what the women are looking for. They feel like the men are not doing the work. Like they haven't really discovered themselves. They're not really, which is not true, because I know a lot of men who are doing the work, doing fitness. They're looking into themselves. They're reading. They're trying to figure it out. I feel like women have always moved a little faster than men. So I've run into a couple women who feel like they're not moving fast enough. So that's a big thing. So definitely feeling like they're not
these great looking women, or these are just like
okay.
No, these some together women. These some together women.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, it's some together women.
That's kind of a joke, but you see women together.
Yes.
I mean, whether you want to laugh at Kim Kardashian, her clan. I mean, you see what happened with Chloe and Tristan, right?
Right. Yeah.
That is just like, that's just like a guy being a terrible guy.
But I think it goes back
to 1 of 100, but he's still bad, or he might be 100 of 100.
But I think it goes back to what I said. I mean, you look at Chloe. I mean, she's got the looks, even though the booty's fake, but she's got the money. She's got all that. She's got the fame. But here you got Tristan, who's got the money and the fame. Again, it's like, oh man, look at her on IG. Whew, my brain's over here now. That instant temptation is right there in people's faces, right? Like a lot of people don't know how to detox from social media. And, I can go to a restaurant and I'll see a couple and they're both just like this. I'm like, well, how do you communicate? How do you guys communicate and stay together if all you guys are buried in your phone all the time? That's what happened to Tristan.
That's a big deal. Right.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. And then it's actually I really wanted to bring out that how the media is actually messing up the deeper connection with each other, because if you are connected to each other in a very deeper level, sex can be amazing. I mean, you can really go to the moon with having sex with really just a partner who you are deeply, just, it's not because you just want to just kind of,
most of them do, Yuri. Most of them do, Yuri. Most of them just want to hit it quick.
You can actually look at your partner's eye and you can breathe it together. You can really feel the heartbeat. You can actually really get into it instead of, I just need to have sex and be done with, but you really get into it. You don't really get the pleasure out of social medias or porns any longer in that space. You really can't. But I would probably have to say, most people don't get to that place because they are all kind of wrapped in this weird ideas of like, this is not available for me. My partner is not in for this. My partner would never do this. I mean, that's what's amazing about women group like Tony, you're doing is you're bringing it up that we can feel the pleasure. What the Glenn is doing is great. We want to be more opened up and be able to communicate what we want with our partners. Instead of partners supposed to know everything like a porn or some other ways of having sex. Like you get to actually, if you're both onto it, you can actually discover between you two and create what actually works for you. The problem is the porn society industry is giving us such false information and fantasy that is not sustainable. And that messes up. On top of that, we have social media with these gorgeous women and men who you are not going to be with. And then that is also messing up your bedroom, because that type of people are only available, very few. But it's always just given to us and look at, and then so you have this fantasy that doesn't happen. But it does, the look isn't the matter. Look isn't what is going to create that really deep satisfaction. It's an intimacy. And a lot of people who's failing the relationship is a lack of intimacy. People are afraid of actually getting to
I was just getting ready to say that.
Yeah,
they're afraid.
Typical. So I'm a husband, so I provide, and then this is what I do. And as a wife, this is what you do. But we don't actually go deeper into actual connection, and then we give up. We don't go beyond.
Yeah, well, that's because the person doesn't want to be with you. So if you're with somebody, you're thinking you're in a relationship with that person or something like that. Or, you know, and you want to get on a deeper connection, but the other person doesn't want to because they're not sure they want to be with you. That's where the intimacy stops. You know, they'll give you
so many options. There's so many options.
They'll give you a little bit, and then they won't connect with you on that level. So I don't know. Are there a lot of men who want to connect like that? That like feel the real love and all that good stuff?
Yes, there are. The thing is, they're just afraid. They're just afraid to show up to the level that they actually can, because they're afraid of, could be either rejection, or could be like afraid of like, maybe I may be asking so much, or most importantly, they're afraid of what it will do to their heart and their emotions.
Vincent, what you got to say about that?
No, I think she hit the nail on the head. I mean, you know, both my ex-wives have remarried, you know, although they have their drama, but, you know, I've been divorced 21 and 11 years respectively. And, you know, I've been in a relationship here and there, and it gets to a certain point, and then it's like, ooh, like, like, do I really want to put my heart and soul into this? You know, so
nobody likes rejection.
Yeah. So I think, especially when
I don't think it's about rejection though.
Well, when you've been married twice and you've gone through some shit, you know, you kind of, there's a certain limit you're willing to give. And then after that, you're like, okay, I'm not going to give anymore because I don't trust what's going to happen next.
Right. You're actually
afraid. Those are some buzzwords. You don't want to say it, right? You don't want to say I'm afraid.
Right.
Or, you know, but that is probably a buzzword.
Yeah. I mean, dudes don't want to say I'm afraid or I'm scared, but yeah. I mean,
you limit your potential. You're like, I'm only going to go here because I don't know if I go there, if it's going to work out, I'm going to get kicked back. Or if I say, let's try something, it might sound too off the wall. Or how do I ease into, you know, whatever that connection that you're both looking for. And that takes time. And are we both willing to invest the time? Work.
Yeah.
You know, that's the real work.
And I think because we are in a fast-paced society these days, nobody wants to put the time in. That's the thing.
Right.
They want you to come fully packaged.
Yes.
But with COVID, I think that we are actually putting this work in. I have seen more people really stepping up to work on themselves, because it's ultimately, it's not up to the partner, it's up to myself to work on it, to create a better relationship with others, whether it's sexual relationship or you know, marriage or boyfriend and girlfriend. It's you actually have to work on. It's not, you know, we often just kind of like, he was this way, he was bad, and you know, but it's actually, it's always me. Right? It's always me. Do I want to have a better sexual relationship? Then we actually tend to put it on others with sex. Very much so. It's usually men are like, why isn't she more like this? And then a woman would be like, why can he go longer, right? But then what about me? Like, what can I do to improve my sex? You know, since we're talking about sex, I'm just mentioning more.
Yes.
But what can I do to bring it in? Well, why aren't you being a little bit more open to what, you know, gives you more pleasure? And that's because I feel a little shame. There's always this little emotions behind it for you to not take that step forward.
So if somebody's 2 minutes, I can't do nothing about that. What am I supposed to do?
Okay, what you want to do is instead of, like, you know, okay, do I really love this person and do I want to have a better sexual relationship with the 2 minutes? And then you're gonna have to face him and then really be honest. You know what? I really love you and I want to have a better sexual relationship. What can we do? What can I do? What are you willing to do to make this 2 minutes to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right? 2 minutes is, you know what I recommend? Stop watching porn. That will incredibly increase the time that you will be enjoying. I mean, there are all kinds of men. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. And there are people who can have sex with you for hours and hours all night long. It does exist. I was trained by my Taoist. He's a master. His name is Mantak Chia. You guys can all look him up. He is a master sexual kung fu facilitator, teacher. And what he says is that throughout this sexual activities that you perform with each other, don't stop, continue. Don't come, continue. Have a break and continue, have a break and have a longer time. It increases the pleasure, and what you can both create, the loving relationship with each other, can be amazing. It can heal your soul and your body physically as well. And this is the truth.
I have to piggyback off of what Yuri is saying, because I completely get what she's saying. I understand what she's saying. It's like, don't be such in a rush to finish. There's this thing where it's called like restraint. Like as you're engaging in sexual intimacy with your partner, it's just as if before you get ready to climax, you can always stop yourself and then have a little bit of foreplay and then go back into it. Like, it doesn't have to always be to get to the finish line. It has to, you have to make it enjoyable for both of you. So if it is, like she said, if it's a 2 minute person, if you know at that, in between that minute, you need to stop and reset, then that's what you just need to do. Stop and reset. It's just not about finishing in them 2 minutes. I feel like definitely during COVID, I feel like it forced a lot of people to look inward into themselves, and what we call in the spiritual community as shadow work. It basically pushed a lot of people to go inward into themselves and look at some stuff. And I feel like a lot of people didn't like what they see. So when you talk about that longevity of a relationship, people have been hurt and people have trauma. People have a lot of things that they're working through, and they're not willing to share with their partner because they feel isolated. And I feel like we are in isolation, and it does force you to go inward, but some people just aren't coming back out. So that's definitely a big
find that, okay, even if you get to all the great things you discussed, how do you even get to the starting point of finding that connection? Because it sounds like it's more, you know, a spiritual base. Oh, here comes, we got Sophie coming in. Here it sounds like it's a spiritual base. How do you find the spiritual lover or a partner without sounding, you know, far out?
Yeah. I feel like we should ask more. I feel like during that dating process or during that part, you should ask questions, and not invasive questions, but like just questions. People do not want to answer questions. It's all surface answers. They don't want to talk about how they really feel. I feel like if you knock that out, the rest should be smooth sailing, because you already know the basis of what it's built on. So why is it coming up 6 or 7 months later, or 2, 3 years later, 20 years later, that you having this conversation? And people do change over time, But if you keep the lines of communication open, it shouldn't really be that shouldn't keep coming up. There shouldn't be roadblocks.
Why does it come up then? Because usually when it comes up, it's like a pimple, right? It just bursts.
Yeah.
And it's just like finger pointing, blame. Oh, it's your fault. Like if it's a 2-minute scenario, or you're not as creative as I saw on, you know, a movie. Or you're not this, or you're not walking down a runway, or you're not a model, or you're not hot, or blah, blah, blah.
That's because they're embarrassed. They're embarrassed. So definitely.
They're embarrassed. Because if you don't make the others wrong or blaming others, that makes me was the person who actually create these issues that you're experiencing. So you tend to actually blame others on it.
I hate the blame game, right? We all hate the blame game. Blame game. Should we take a break? Bring in the other guests?
Yeah, let's take a break. Juice.
This is great, but I don't want to lose it. I want to come back to the blame game. Or do we have to take a break? We're going to keep going.
Let's just keep going. It's a hot topic.
Keep going. So
Juice, sneak some music under it. Sneak some music under it.
Well, let's say hi to Dr. Sophie. She could come in and introduce herself.
Unmute yourself.
Unmute.
I muted you.
Unmute. Okay. Happy Friday.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So first of all, it's Vincent Hill's birthday. We wanted to shout him out with a big birthday. I don't know how long you were listening.
Birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Tony brought 3 pregnancies into the world during COVID. She can explain how that went down.
Yes.
Dr. Yuri was telling us, Yuri Lee was telling us how we need to connect. We shouldn't be so rushed to finish when it comes to romance and intimacy, sex. And then I said, well, first of all, how do you find that person that's so fabulous and spiritual and conscious that we can have this conversation about, oh, let me pump the brakes if you're about to explode in 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 30 seconds or whatever. And how do you find that person? Because that person doesn't seem like they're on the subway or, you know, on your jet to Paris or, you know, like Vince was going to go on the cruise, right? You're not going to find Yuri on your cruise. You're stuck in Arizona.
Well, I live in Sedona. There are plenty of these people in Sedona, first of all. So come to Sedona. But the thing is, it's you who actually have to be open. You actually have to become that spiritual being who practice this for yourself first.
Right, and then you're attracted. You're attracted.
Yes, that part. Yes.
Once you
have to have your heart open. It's about being. It's having an open heart and authenticity.
Right. And once you listen, I saw Tony. I saw your Instagram when you were up here cleansing yourself, getting yourself, you know, doing the work, and all the exes.
Doing the work.
Yes.
all the exes.
Exactly.
All the exes came back.
All the exes came back.
Oh
Once
my
you
God.
healing, yes.
Well, so you know, it's been Venus retrograde over the holidays, which means that's what happens, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And now we're going to Mercury.
You gotta get the astrology in there to round out the whole thing.
Exactly. So, Sophie, welcome to the show. It's so great to see you.
Thank you.
So
Thanks for having me. On a Friday night. This is awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's take time out to say, you know, to tell who she is and everything. Dr. Sophia, or Sophie, is an orthopedic doctor in Miami, right? Are you in Miami?
I'm in Miami. It's
beautiful.
Which is where I was
beautiful
on the cruise ship.
All right, so tell us about yourself, doctor.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm 47. I'm single. I'm middle-aged. I'm a professional. It's been COVID for 2 years. Dating has essentially been non-existent or via this sort of medium. And really what it's been for me about is cocooning with the few people that are really close to you and really developing those bonds. But, you know, I'm like a lot of people that are at this phase of our lives is trying to grow, trying to do the work. You know, I'm in therapy. I read lots of Brene Brown. Instagram is my other sort of free therapy. And I really try and surround myself with people who are doing the work. And then obviously staying healthy, you know, good choices, exercising regularly, getting sleep, you know, trying to keep up with my own schedule.
Right. Yeah. COVID had brought.
All I heard out of that is you're almost my age and you're single and I'm single. I'm in Georgia, you're in Florida. All right. That's all I need to know.
Is this called destination dating?
All right, yes. Doctor, go matchmaking on Always On. Because Always On. Y'all do after the show.
Jay is a miracle worker. That is a thing.
I've gotten 2 people married out of my crew, actually. I've gotten
Wow.
Not recently. So I know, but what was also interesting about Dr. Sophie, right? She was the first one. First thing she said is age and single. Now, we don't really hear that. Is that a new dynamic of women? Because Vincent didn't say age right at the top. He was like anchor, badass, running town, close to my mom. Then I'm gonna be.
Then I'll be 49 in 2 days.
Right. So all the work that Tony you're talking about, I just can't almost wrap my head around it.
I feel like that's when it comes to doing the work. Like she stated what she wants and what she's offering, and it's just to the point. I think that's beautiful. Like
I think so too.
Yes, I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, but a lot of people get scared. A lot of guys get scared of that, though.
Yes.
You don't want those guys. You don't want
those guys.
Those guys, they don't go slow. It's like 2 minutes,
what?
30 seconds, and they're out.
Yes.
They call us aggressive.
Guys get scared of what, though?
Yeah, what
they call us. Listen, the guys get scared because they think they're very aggressive when we say, "Look, I want this, and I want this. Can you handle it?"
Well, I think there's a difference between men and boys, you know, when especially at my age, and, a marriage or 2 down, like I want to know what the hell you want so I can know if we're on the same page, because if we're not on the same page, I'd rather waste money than time, if you know what I mean.
Let me ask you guys a question. Because when you're meeting someone, it's like 2 dogs that are sniffing each other, right? It's kind of a little gentle, a little hands-on. When you have the what I want conversation, is that right off the bat, or is that date number 3?
I can't.
Or is that date number 20?
Juice, bring it.
Juice,
bring the music down.
I would love to answer, but I couldn't really hear you.
Yeah, the music.
Hold on a second. Let me say this. Juice, can you bring the music down?
Yeah.
He's a DJ.
Appreciate it.
I would love to answer the question.
A little bit more.
Can you repeat it one more time?
The question is, and I think that's a really important part in getting to know someone and figuring out if they're going to be a good dating match for you, is what are you looking for, what do you want? But where do you, in the cycle of meeting someone new and getting to know them, where do you interject that? Because, you know, there's a part of getting to know someone or meeting someone is just figuring out whether you're attracted to each other, if you smile nice, if you like her hair, if you like the way he dresses, if he smells good, all that kind of stuff. And then moving to the what are you looking for, that's a little bit more serious, more, you know, where are your cards and are you willing to put them on the table? And that sometimes, at least for me, I've had that conversation a little bit early, and I don't know, sometimes I feel like I might have missed an opportunity because for me at least, it may have come across a little heavier.
I believe that's a go with the flow type thing. You'll know when you're supposed to bring that question up. That's what I believe.
I don't think there's such thing as too early for those conversations. I mean, I've had those conversations on like date 1 because, again, like I just don't want my time wasted, right? So it's great that I can see someone and say, man, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful. Yes, I would love to, you know, have sex with her. But if we're not on the same page of where we want to be, like there's no need to waste each other's time, I don't think, you know, because then I'm missing my opportunity somewhere else. I'm holding her from missing her opportunity. So I don't think there's a time limit on when you should have that conversation. I really don't.
That's what I'm saying. It should go. You should go with the flow. Go with the flow.
But what about does having sex faster and quicker help you get to those conversations? Because now your guards are down. We're all intimate, so now we can talk. Because
no, I think it confuses it.
Oh,
I agree with Tonya.
Mars and Venus, right?
If we give you the cookie, you guys short circuit. Like the whole thing goes off.
Over. Don't let it be good. Then you really messed up. I don't know.
I agree with that one. Like once you do that, like what's the point of having a conversation? Like
yes, like you in already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna tie this back to doing the work. If your heart is open and you're open to receiving what the universe brings you, we've all been in this place now where dating brings new people in for different reasons. I've made friends through dating. I've made business connections through dating, and trying to sort of siphon through folks to see who's going to be the relationship, while it may be very efficient time-wise, and that may serve your purpose, and that's fine. But at least for me, I kind of enjoy the process of just meeting and getting to know people and letting things develop a little bit organically. Obviously,
there you go.
When you do that, at least for me, the sexuality really takes a backseat. And it's just about meeting people and seeing what their experiences are and who they are and where they may or may not fit. And to be honest with you, dating is mostly not fit. A couple people fit, very few are the right person. But I feel like really targeting the mate situation for me has been unsuccessful. That's how I work, right? We are all super laser focused at work, but part of the beautiful thing about life is all of the souls that sort of come in and out. And I feel like for me, when I've been super laser focused on finding a mate, I stress out a little bit. I get kind of uptight, you know, figuring out what the boxes are and who's checking them and who isn't. But
I really try to enjoy your company. If I enjoy your company, enjoy being around you, everything else falls into place later. And hopefully that person enjoys being around me and wants to hang out with me. And then naturally we'll get to that point of, you know, bucket naked sex, you know, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, but most likely I just want to get to know you and I just want to be with you, like hang with you. My homie level friend. That's what I'm looking for, basically. Homie level friend.
Because fundamentally, relationships are about trust, communication, and you know, shared goals, shared interests, and that's kind of friendship, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Whose mic is open? With all the noise.
That's DJ from the Wu-Tang.
I got a whole team here. They're sort of following along this conversation and having their own. Which I'm listening. I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea.
Listen.
Put that in here.
I wanted to post this on Facebook, but my computer wasn't acting right, and I couldn't do it. So I'm gonna have to post it. This would have been a great topic for all the people that are listening in. Yes, exactly. So
back to what Vincent was saying earlier, or many men feel. This sounds like a more mature type of relationship. When you say, well, we want to be friends, this, that, and the other, that's not like your typical 30, 35-year-old relationship, right? Or if you have been married, you feel like you invested so much time in the marriage and it doesn't work. So now you're kind of tipping a little differently. And I don't know if you want to check the boxes, but you might say, I want to do certain things differently than I've done in the past. So how do I do that? And a lot of times, I don't know if you can go as slow as it's sounding like we're talking. Because I understand friendship, having conversations. You don't even have conversations many times, right? We're texting back and forth, we're shooting an email, having this, that, and the other. So how do you get to that level of just like, I kind of know the answer, but I'm just asking anyway. How do you get to that level of getting to know somebody? Are you talking to them every day for 30 days? You know, or like Steve Harvey says, the 90-day rule. You familiar with Steve Harvey? That book?
Yeah. Think like a man. Think like a man.
Yeah. So, I mean, what is it? Don't you feel like you just want to capture a person like Vincent saw Sophie, or you might see Yuri, or I see you? I just want to round this woman up and be close to her, like, so I can smell her perfume. I don't want to wait 90 days.
I think
I'm thirsty, right? I said
thirsty. Right? So that's like dinner, bar, drinks, going for a walk, walking the dog, exercising. What you're talking about is what you smell at 2 inches.
Right.
Okay, And that's the difference between someone who's centered and is patient and is comfortable waiting for the right person versus someone who's hungry to fill a hole or a need that maybe they might need to feel in a different way. And that's what I think some of the other.
I'm going with Soap on this one because about that being patient, and there's different forms of intimacy. We don't have to just skip towards just get straight to it. There's different forms of intimacy that can be done so that you can determine if that partner that like Yuri was saying, it's that 2 minutes. Like if you just prolong certain stuff, you can have like a great experience, but everybody's just so caught up on getting straight to it. And after a certain age, you're like, listen, we could do it, but is you toxic? Because
wait a minute, can you take your ass home?
Are you still in your 20s, right?
Are you gonna mess up my life? Are you messing up my pocket?
You trying to take my money?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You work too hard for someone, like Vince said, you work too hard for someone to waste your time. Like at this point, it's like,
my time.
What's it gonna be?
Yep. I cannot waste my time.
Exactly. Listen, there's two differences. Like Yuri and everybody else has been saying, there's some that just want to bang, 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 bang. And then there's just some who are ready for love or intimacy, as we put it that way.
And as a guy, how do you know when that is? And I'll speak for myself, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm definitely not Denzel, but I am in the public eye because of my job. So of course, if I post something on Facebook, Instagram, I'll have 300 females. Oh. And I'm like, well, if I wasn't on TV, you would know who the hell I was. So, right. So, like I said, when you see me outside of work, it's going to be this T-shirt, some jeans. I mean, if I have to get dressed up for church or whatever, yeah, I'm going to do it. But what you see is what you get 99% of the time. So for a guy, like, how do we know, like, okay, this female is actually serious about what I want? Because again, I'll tell you up front, hey, I'm looking for wifey number 3, and that's going to be the one I ride until the day I leave this earth. So if you're not willing to be that, we don't need to waste each other's time right now. So for a guy, how do you know that?
I want to actually answer that, Vincent, because you're not gonna like have the formula to XYZ. So this is the one.
Good. I hate my
most important thing is going to be, are you going to be completely available? Do you truly want that deep connection with this person? Then you're gonna have to be available for yourself. I mean, I went through this so much, but if if you're not attracting the person in your life, that means you're not ready. You're not available for yourself. That means that you still have to be available enough, whatever comes to you, whoever was attracted to you, that you are going to be fully in, not measuring, because this is going to be my 3rd wife, so this has to be perfect. No, you're gonna have to just be like, I'm prepared to break my heart. I am feeling this from you, and I'm ready to go in. However, if you are going to break my heart, I will be happy to take that. Are you available for that? Because this is the biggest mistake people are, including myself, judging and calculating and, thinking all in this space of, otherwise I'm not gonna go for it. That means you're not available. That means you're not available for full on. Yeah, that means your heart is not open. You're just looking at, is this person gonna fit into as my perfect wife, my 3rd, who I don't want to divorce?
So basically, you got to be willing to have your heart broken.
On that note, I need a drink.
Absolutely, 100%.
Well, he probably had his heart broken. The thing is, you also don't want to be a 3rd time fill in the blank, right? You
can't think about it like that.
You can't think like that, because your heart broken. Your heart was broken because from there the expectations didn't get met. If you want to go full on, then you're gonna have to go full on without actually expecting, and that's what we're missing. Because I love her and she needs to love me. We have to be in a place of, I love this person so much. No matter what happens, I am in.
Period.
Sounds like a
very important.
I'm going to jump in here for 2 seconds.
But it's real. Go ahead, Sophie. Yeah.
And say one more thing is that for the type A executive that I think all of us are, having just met you this evening, it's very easy to look at ex-wife number one or ex-husband number 1 and 2 as sort of a failure, and I don't want to fail again. And that's true, but that's the ego, right? The spiritual part is that the people that come into our lives bring us lessons, and they can be very painful, and they can be very ugly, and there could be many years lost. I'm one of them. I think I spent an entire year in my bed after my last breakup. And it's ugly, and we don't want to do that again. However, the leveling up that occurred from that level of pain for me is something that I will never, ever, ever regret. And I don't look at that relationship that didn't turn into a lifelong marriage as a failure. I looked at it as a painful period that transformed me, and it drove me to the therapy, the books, the conversations, the journaling, the meditation to get me to the next place. And so it's important, I think, once again, what you were saying is that being open to love, feeling strong enough to trust, and feeling strong enough to withstand perhaps another, what we would call failure, or what I would personally call a learning experience.
There you go.
I was gonna say,
yes.
Hold on. Oh, there we go. So I was gonna piggyback off of what Sophia said. So I definitely understand through when I was married. So my divorce, only one, but I definitely journaled afterwards. And so what she said, I had to reflect on myself. So you definitely want to write down what you're actually looking for in a partner. I think that's very important, to write down what you're looking for in a partner. So this way, like you, Vincent, your first marriage, your second marriage, what did you learn from that first marriage and that second marriage that will propel you to have a more secure third marriage, or what would propel me to have a better second marriage, or, whatever moving forward, just writing down how I feel and what I want in a person that I'm looking for. So this way you'll know what it looks like when it gets there. This person will have all those qualifications, or if not, at least half of them, 75% of them. So I do that. So if I did meet someone and I was triggered by a situation, I write it down. Okay, so next time I know that this person, when this situation triggered me, this is something I'm not looking for. Or if it triggered me, what is it about myself that triggered me to feel that way? So always looking inward, and not so much like, well, I just had a bad experience with them, or I didn't like how they did it. Like, why did you feel that way? And if so, is that the type of person that you are looking for? So definitely writing down how you feel and what you want in a partner, I feel like plays a big part in how you look when you're actually seeking out a partner, or if someone comes to you.
I think the biggest, I'm sorry, the biggest thing, and we got to wrap up soon because it's actually 10 o'clock, our Slack. Yeah. But we can go as long as we want. But anyways, my biggest thing that I've learned in my age is no expectations. None. None.
But let's circle back. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'll just say, and that's all I'm saying.
One is, I agree with the work within, right? If you want X, Y, and Z, then you got to feel in yourself that you feel available. But the question I ask is, why are we waiting for self-help or helping ourselves after the breakup, after the trauma, why don't we do it during? Why aren't we journaling while we're in it, so we can have, like you said, Yuri, have that communication? Why aren't we meditating or writing or looking for whatever it is?
Pain is our biggest motivator, and until it happens, it's so much easier to ignore it.
But the pain is happening already. If you've been in a relationship for 4 years, 4 months, 6 years. Hey, I've been in a relationship for 8 years at one point, going through misery, always begging for, oh, baby, please, please, oh, baby. I mean, I wish I was going to my therapist and counselor and meditating and books to self-help. I think I might have helped at least find myself while I was there, as opposed to the result of crying, not crying literally, but hurting.
Go ahead.
Like,
go ahead, say it. You cried.
You cried, Jay.
You cried. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's okay. It's okay, baby.
Okay,
It's okay, baby. We cry too. Men cry too. Men cry too.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
Jay, the thing is that it is actually not the partner who's doing and doing something terribly, right. and what it really is that it's continuously alarming you. Yes, you could have, I'm just giving you as an example, you could have worked it through if you and both partner were open and hey, let's work it through. No, what happens is you don't work it through, you hold it into it, and then the alarm is continuously just alarming, hey, something is happening. What are you going to do about it? And then boom, it just explore, and then you depart, and then boom, you get the biggest lesson that you must learn. The point is that you don't blame it on your partner, and you want to take it as a lesson. What did I learn from this relationship? Because if you don't, you're gonna more likely 100%, attract the same type of person.
Yes, you're going to repeat the cycle. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So in your next relationship, you'll do the journaling and the meditation now that you've learned that that's important for you to maintain your level of growth and maturity. Rumi has that really beautiful quote, the wound is where the light comes in. And unfortunately, many of us have to be wounded enough or cracked open to be willing to look at ourselves and to go to the therapist and read the books.
Yes, I agree. So if next time while you're journaling and meditating, if your partner is not doing that same thing, then that ain't the person. You just it's gotta, I feel like it has to match. So if you're doing the work, I definitely want your partner to be doing the work.
So why is the women industry making so much more money now then, if that's the work, right? Because we were talking about knowing yourself, babies, just understanding the body more than men, or it doesn't seem like it's equal. Like we were talking about Gwyneth Paltrow and Goop, and even you and Uri, and even Dr. Sophie. Seem like you're really not profiting in a bad way, but really profiting in understanding women's health. And it doesn't seem like men are getting the message as profitable.
I'm so sorry, Jay, but that's all on you. And I don't mean you personally, because I know you personally and we're friends and I know you're doing the work, but the message out there for men, and I'm curious the other speakers, it's not cool to go to therapy. It's not cool to cry. It's not cool to keep a journal.
That's too women-y. And that's what women do. I don't need therapy.
Is that you're a grown-up now. You can do whatever you want.
I mean, I've gone to therapy, right? During both marriages, do I cry? Heck yeah, I cry. Honestly, I was crying earlier today for something, right? So I'm definitely in touch with that. I can tell you where I do struggle is writing stuff down, right? I don't spend a lot of time self-reflecting. Now, that's not to say that anything that's happened in my marriage or my relationships has not been my fault. I take accountability where it's due, but I don't write things down to say, okay, this is what I did. This is what I could have done better. So that I do struggle with. But as far as therapy and being in touch, I think a lot of guys, whether they want to admit it or not, are really in touch with their inner self.
But I feel like it's that part. Like you said, you do all the things. But do men, I know when women get together, we discuss these things like, oh my God, I journaled last night. I felt this type of way. I felt this type of way. But when I feel like some guys get together, you guys don't talk about that. It's a different conversation. But I feel like if it was passed along, how women pass along the knowledge, then it would be more men.
They're not emotional like us. So we can't expect them.
Yes,
we can't expect them to do all that stuff. So,
I don't know if we'll ever get to that point.
No.
Yeah.
I
think you will.
I think so. One last thing is I learned something really powerful is that, and I think you brought up a really good point. relationships at one level are, whose fault is it? And it sounds like you have spent the time examining sort of root causes. But the next level is doing your own daily spiritual or inner work as a human being. It may not have anything to do with your relationship with your romantic partner. These may be things about whatever you dreamed about last night, or something that motivated you, or a memory you had, or a conversation you had with someone sitting on a bus. It's your own personal spiritual journey. Khalil Gibran basically had such a beautiful poem about a building, and that we are two columns holding up a structure. And if we're too close or too far apart, we can't hold it up. You have to maintain your own interpersonal development. And it may have nothing to do with your romantic relationship, but it goes beyond finding blame or who did right or wrong. It's about continually seeking your truth. And as you grow as a human being, because you're always growing, we're all always growing, hopefully, you're always asking those questions about yourself. And they may involve your partnership at that moment, and they may not. But it's staying on your path and then finding someone who's on their path, and the two of you can walk close to each other.
Side by side, yes.
Yes. All right. So we probably get out of here. It's about 10:08. We got to get up out of here. I love this topic, and we definitely got to talk about this again. You want to keep going, Jay? You want to keep going, Jay?
I'm so sorry.
I was going to say, I'm tired of this place today.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people got to go. Get out of here and everything. So you want to keep? You want to go? You want to keep going, Jay?
If you got to bounce, you got to bounce. I mean, I got to bounce too. It's getting late.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say, you're having all these walks of journey. Don't you have basics like work, right? You get so busy, you're working 80 hours a week. And then basic needs. They just have a need. I mean, it's hard to balance that all. But listen, we can shelf that for another time. We can talk about the herbs that help men and women. We can talk about communication, which seems to be one of the foundations or the pillars, like you were discussing, and see if we can keep this moment. We haven't done it for a while. That's why we had so much to talk about. Tonya and I have been years or so. Vince, were you on the first show?
I think he was on like the third show or something.
Yeah, I think it was like the third show.
Yeah.
I think I was still in Tulsa, living in Tulsa then.
Yeah, you were. No, you were in Atlanta.
Yeah, I was still in Atlanta. So
yeah, you were in Atlanta.
Time has moved.
Right. All right, so we're about to get out of here.
Yes, this is beautiful. Thank you so much.
SOPHI.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is beautiful.
Thanks for everyone. Let me know I needed counseling. Thank you so much.
I know. Listen. It's like,
Yeah. Look at yourself. Do the inner work.
Yeah. Do the work. On Antonio Brown anymore. We gotta look at ourselves, right?
All right. So listen, Yuri, Tony, SOPHI, please.
No, yeah, I thought that this was gonna be a sex and spirituality, and I think it went to more of a relationship and spirituality.
It really, it was all in.
It was all in there.
I think you gotta hold one more just about sex or spirituality or
let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
We started when you came in. It just kind of changed.
Every time we talked about sex, but we talked about walking and spiritual, and it was like sex just went down the tube to the middle.
Jay, you're gonna have to be the champion of the sex talk next time, because we totally changed the topic. So.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna definitely have you all back again.
Part two.
Please, SOPHI, please, your social media handlings or anything like that. If anybody want to get in contact with you or talk to you about spiritual stuff. Go, Tony, SOPHI. Tony,
yes, mine is unveil_natural. I'm like trying to get everyone's stuff.
Okay.
I'm Yuri.
Sophia Devin or Dr. Sophia Devin.
Okay.
Hold on.
From Heal with Yuri from Instagram, and Yuri Lee YouTube, Facebook, and healwithyuri.com. I'm a therapist and a ceremonialist.
Yes.
Right. Oh, yes. We're going to have all y'all back again. We're going to have some sexual talking, sexual healing.
Ceremonial sex.
All right, y'all. We're about to get out of here. Jay, last words. Any last words? Right. Thank you so much, Yuri. Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you so much, SOPHI.
Anytime.
Thank you so much, Vincent. We're having a great time. Juice, it ain't that music, yo.
Juice.
DJ
Juice. There you go, baby.
Juice.
All right.
What are you gonna do
we
now?
weren't live.
Push
Exactly.
I'm gonna go.
Hey, listen. All right. Peace out. Bye, Sophie. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Listen, you can catch us,
guys.
Bye. You can catch us always on TJ Always On Facebook and IG. Definitely on YouTube, Always On with Tonya J. Make sure you check us out. I'm going to post this. Happy New Year, mofos. Happy New Year. And if you need help with sex, we'll have another convo about it. All right, y'all. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, Juice. Bring it up. Let's go. Juicy, you having an after party?
Not tonight.
Okay. Well, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to count down. 3, 2, 1. Bye, y'all.